Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. How's everybody doing? Good morning, Forever a Song. Good to see you. Oh my gosh, guys, it feels good to be back. I've been sick as crap for about 2 weeks with bad bronchitis, and I'm just now over the coughing. I tell you, it about killed me. I would think I was getting better. That's why I scheduled that one stream last week. I think I was getting better and I'd feel good. And then the next day, I was back sick again. Hey, Mike, Dawn, it's so good to see you. I was worried about you because I know you lived, I think you lived down south where the hurricane happened. I'm so glad I'm better too, guys. I'm tell you what, I'm going to have to quit smoking because I was about feeling like I was about to suffocate to death, and it took an act of Congress to get a freaking inhaler. I'm going to hit my vape though. But I got an inhaler, and I took a packet. Y'all know what Z-Pack is? What they got Z-Pack? It's like 6 or 7 antibiotics that are real strong. Hibiscus, she kept me company. She checked on me, and I chatted with her. Profile manipulation, so good to see you. Cheryl T, good morning. Good morning. It's a good thing I didn't get to do the Halloween stream because my internet went out, because I would have been even sicker, I think, sitting out in the freaking cold. Anyhow, how have y'all been? What have y'all been into? Y'all been following all these crazy true crime cases and all the crazy YouTubers? I was trying to catch up this morning about those college students that was killed in Ohio. I'm in Kentucky, but missing because my daughter is. Oh, for some reason, Dawn, I thought you was down south in Florida, way down south. Kentucky still is the South. Profile manipulation. Yeah, I saw some of your posts and stuff, girl. You give them hell. You do, but like in a nice, intelligent way. Are the people still down there at Quentin Simon's house protesting, or have they give that up? Been sick for the past 4 days with stomach virus. Bless your heart, Mike. You know, prayers, hon. I was sick a while back. I had a sore throat in the ear, and then I got sick again. It's because Timothy's daggone little friends coming in here sick and hanging out with him, and I caught it off of them. Hey, Broken Justice. How are you doing? No, they finally gave it up down there. There needs to be some kind of law against that. Like, I know that we have the right to protest and stuff, but this is becoming like the new normal. A kid goes missing, and people, just go outside the house and just raise hell. They give no consideration to the other neighbors in the neighborhood. And I know some people's like, well, they're bringing awareness to it. They're trying to get the cops to do something. The cops is working on it. And that's not helping one little bit, going down there and raising hell, beating on windows, using bullhorns. That's totally crazy in my book. I've been wondering where you were. If you don't come on here in the mornings, I get myself in so much. I know, girl, you've been getting yourself in a lot of trouble. You better straighten up. I heard somebody calling you out the other night. I was like, oh, Lord. This place is crazy. I've been watching, like, over there on NC's community, Natasha Cooper's community, some of the other channels over there in that community, and it's a freaking mess over there. Her profile manipulate. Has she? Yeah, Broken Justice been getting herself in all kinds of trouble. Hey, Callie. So sad about the college kids and terrible case of his father in Arizona that killed his wife and 3 babies and himself. Just awful. Oh, Callie, I didn't know that. Oh, that is awful. We'll have to look all that up. Where's my daggone phone? So I was trying, I asked Hibiscus this morning if she knowed how the college kids died, and she said stabbing. That's very personal killing. And you know what this reminded me of? Which Ted Bundy didn't. I don't think he stabbed those college girls, but it reminded me of Ted Bundy when he went on to the Florida campus, which I know this was like a rented house, but when he went on to that campus and went in that house and killed beat one girl almost to death with a piece of wood and killed another one. Um, Now, if they were stabbed, that's very, very personal killing. And it's hard to kill somebody. You think it's not, but I've been listening to Deadly Women a lot. I've watched every damn season so far. And the coroner on there, she says it's harder to kill someone than you think because of their will to live. And that makes sense. Because, like, I was watching this one episode of Deadly Women, and this man and woman, I think they were from Australia, they were serial killers, and they went on this killing spree. Their last victim, they had stabbed her, beat her, everything, and they thought she's dead, and they was burying her, and they was throwing dirt on her. Of course, she raised up because her airway got restricted. She wasn't dead. Her will to live was so strong, but they made sure that she died because they took an axe to her head. Oh, I love Deadly Women. I guess that's what I've been when I say I'm watching TV. I'm usually watching Deadly Women. I love Candace, what's her name, DeLong, the FBI criminal profiler. You know, she was also, I didn't know this, but she was also a nurse, psychiatric nurse. Yeah, there is a lot of sickos on Deadly Women. Oh my God, you've been in Natasha Cooper's community. She hates my guts, and I just now did something else, so I'm not going to have them coming at me today. I'm in MKB's community. Mama knows. Yeah, well, I don't chat. I just snoop, girl. Broken Justice. I just snoop, and I do watch Mama Knows Best channel. We sit over there and try to have fun, do other things, and people just don't leave us alone. And they did lives all day long. I know something about the dogs. I never saw the actual dogs. I wish you would come up there and visit with us. You would love it, Cece. They would love you too. I would if y'all wasn't up there gossiping. I just don't want to get into it with I'm not afraid of her or anything like that. I just don't want to get mean and nasty, and I've got lots of opinions about that. Anyways, I've been watching Deadly Women, like I said, and I've got into a lot of these older cases. I'm wanting to do the boarding house murders. We'll probably do that one in the morning. Let me see what's going on Crime Online. I've got it pulled up here. I was reading Idaho college murders. No suspect in custody. No weapon found. Let me screen share this. No, they took their damn weapon with them. First thing I thought, yeah, me too. That's the first thing that went through my mind about these college students. Reminded me of Ted Bundy going onto that campus. Should I share the tab or the window? Let me see. Does it matter? I guess. Okay, here we go. Look how pretty they all were. Very pretty. I love that black hat. She's pretty. A lot of people can't pull off that red lipstick. Officials in Idaho on Sunday detailed the numbers of personnel involved in effort to solve the brutal murders of 4 University of Idaho students a week ago, but admitted the investigation is complex and will likely take some time to resolve. Now, I was heard on the news this morning that one of them had just talked to their ex-boyfriend that night. That may just be a coincidence. We know that people want answers. We want answers too, he said at a news conference, acknowledging that the case was not only difficult technically, but also difficult for investigators. Oh, I'd say there's blood everywhere. Wills also encouraged those interested to stop with any kind of rumors. And that's directed at you crazy YouTubers that like to start rumors and cause trouble in these cases. Please rely on official sources of information and be patient, he said. This takes time for our investigators to work through. We owe this to these young adults. Yeah, just think, guys, this could be our children, one of our kids. Timothy's not too much younger than them. He's 15. He'll be 16 December 29th. Okay, I probably can't say these names right. Madison Mogan, 21. Kaylee Goncalves, 21. Ethan Chapin, 20. Exana Kernodle, 20. found stabbed to death last Sunday in their rented off-campus home. So this was off campus. The three women shared with two other women. Chapin Cornado's boyfriend lived elsewhere and was spending the night with her. They were killed sometime between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. on November 13th. So they had been out drinking, I guess, or clubbing, doing something, and got home. And the other roommates that weren't attacked, I don't think they called into 911 until like Sunday around noon. It's because they had been out late and they slept in. Okay, police have said they were alerted to the scene by a 911 call from a cell phone of one of the surviving roommates. They declined to say who made the call, but did say the person is not a suspect. Yeah, I heard them say that too. The incident has shaken our community and continues to shake our community. A police chief, James Fry, said, "It's complex and terrible crime, and it will take some time to resolve." Well, stabbing someone, that's a very personal killing. You're up close to the victim. You're looking in their eyes. This is somebody that they know. I mean, of course, it could be just some weirdo following them home, but why not kill everybody in the house? They were targeted for a reason. It's somebody they know. Okay, Fry ticked off the numbers: 646 tips, more than 90 interviews, 33 people from the Moscow Police Department, 42 FBI agents, 2 behavior analysts, 20 state police investigations, public information officer, multiple forensic services specialists, and 15 ununiformed troopers. Moscow Police Captain Roger Lehner provided a recap of what the department has released so far and addressed what he called speculation, conjecture, and misinformation that has spread online and elsewhere. Yeah. I mean, I like to theorize on my channel. Everybody knows I just, when I'm like, oh, this may be possible. But I don't, put out false rumors. Okay, so he reiterated that the 2 surviving roommates, a man in a white hoodie seen at the food truck when Goncalves and Mogen were there, and the private party who gave them a ride home, are not to believe to have been involved in the killing. He said that no information about the 911 call has been released other than it came from one of the roommates' phones. And said again that rumors that the victims were tied and gagged are not accurate. Oh, I hadn't heard that. He also said the investigators are aware that Goncalves and Mogen made several phone calls to a male shortly before the murders. Crime Online previously reported the person was Jack, another Goncalves' former longtime boyfriend, who is also a student at the University of Idaho. Goncalves' family said they were certain he absolutely had nothing to do with this at all. Fry, when later asked if the man had been cleared as a suspect, said, "We believe there's no connection." He also reiterated that investigators have no suspect in custody and not located a weapon. He did not say, nor was he asked by reporters, who were limited to one question each, whether investigators had identified a suspect. Well, they may have a suspect in mind, but they're probably going to keep a tight lid on this case. If a knife was involved, though, more than likely the suspect, the predator, got cut himself. Police said in an update online last night the roommates called friends over because they had seen something downstairs that was weird. It's like, oh, really, Callie? I didn't see that. I was watching bits and pieces of HLN this morning. And really, all I heard on there was the roommates are not a suspect. Actually, they said this morning the boyfriend that was called wasn't, but that's not what that article said. It didn't say he was a suspect, but it didn't say he wasn't. And what else did they say? Crap. I can't remember, but this is scary. There is a killer on the loose. I just want to know how they get into the house. And how come the other roommates didn't hear these murders going on because people had to have been screaming. Is there more than one suspect? Because they killed 4 people. Totally premeditated with an, oh, yeah. Yeah, this was premeditated. Just either, this is well, of course it's a girl or a boy, but it might be a girl. Might be a girl that done all this. Don't know. The press asked some dumb questions. Where are you looking, etc. Hello? The killer could be listening. Yes. Profile manipulation. What if it's a woman? I'm thinking it might be. I know a lot of people are probably thinking, oh, it's probably the ex-boyfriend. That could just jinx, yeah. We think it like it could just be, just so happen she was talking to the ex-boyfriend. Does the ex-boyfriend have a girlfriend? It's somebody that did not like them for. I'm wondering who the main target is. They said they heard scuffling and locked their door. I guess they thought it was partying. Oh, profile manipulation. I've been thinking along those lines because women can be awful violent when they're angry. Yeah, and this wouldn't be the first time that a woman's done something like this. There's been other cases where women kill people they're jealous of. Krista Pike, I just watched her on Deadly Women. She was at the Job Corps in Knoxville, Tennessee, got it out for this other student named Colleen, was jealous of her, even though she had no reason to be. Colleen wasn't after a weirdo boyfriend, but they lured her out, said they was going to smoke a joint with her in a park, and they killed her. Carved a, what do you call that? A pentagram on her stomach, so they said that Satan could take her soul. All kinds of things. I feel like anything's on the table at this point. Yeah, me too. Hold on, guys. Let me open the door for Skylar. Oh, my goodness. Come on, baby. Come on if you want back here. Oh, she's on the couch. And the cats are going wild. I'm telling y'all what. I got 2 of the wildest freaking cats ever. Cleo is so wild. I got up this morning and she had this box that I got some gifts from Mommy Mars. Thank you, Mommy Mars, by the way. She sent me some Christmas gifts and it had some little paper and shredded things, in the packing. And so I gave that box to Cleo. And this morning when I got up, it was all over the freaking kitchen. Tissue papers, everything shredded. What about this girl? They took her to Mexico. They were probably women who killed her too, weren't they? Oh, I did. Are you talking about the young lady in her 20s that died in Mexico on vacation? Jealousy can destroy a person, can destroy families. It's just such a horrible, horrible thing. I think everybody has a little jealousy in them. I mean, it's normal human nature, in my opinion. But some people's jealousy is just totally out there. Your Cleo sounds like my Cleo. I know, and your Cleo's a doggy, a cute doggy. What is your dog? I can't think of the name. My niece had one. She had to rehome it. Boyfriend spent all that money on a dog, but she had to rehome it where she's a nurse. Hosting Thanksgiving, CC. Well, I'm thinking about putting up my Christmas tree, Mike, like I do every year, and decorating it. But I don't know really if I'm going to do that or not because of the cats. Yes, a black lady. Young, pretty, successful. They were jealous, envious. Okay, well, I saw something about that this morning. Let me go back over here to my Crime Online. I just want to say, y'all, please remember these college students, families, and friends in your thoughts and prayers. And I hope nobody starts accusing the roommates of doing anything because the police said that they're not suspects. Okay, Idaho, here's something new. Just put up. Idaho college murders. Multiple people spoke with 911 dispatchers the morning students' bodies were found. Okay. What's the big deal about that? Let me see. Let me click on it. I guess we'll follow this. You think them tragedy pimps will be heading out to Idaho to protest in front of anybody's house? It's got to wonder they don't go to the ex-boyfriends or something. Them people kill me, guys. I got zero respect for anybody that goes down there shouting outside of freaking houses. That's just wrong. Okay, the surviving roommates of the Idaho college killings last week called friends to the house when they couldn't stir their roommates. And several people spoke with 911 dispatchers during a call made to report an unconscious person. The Moscow Police Department released the information on their Facebook page Sunday night, just a few hours after the news conference that revealed few new details, but instead largely recapped information already made available. The surviving roommate summoned friends to the residence because they believed one of the second-floor victims had passed out and was not waking up, police said in a Facebook statement at 11:58 a.m. A 911 call requested aid for an unconscious person. That call originated from inside the residence on one of the surviving roommate's cell phones. Multiple people talked to the 911 dispatcher before a Moscow police officer arrived at the location. Officers entered the residence and found the four victims on the second and third floors. So they was on different floors. That's a big house, 3-story. No other information has been released in the Facebook post. That's a pretty good sized house, if you ask me. So maybe that's why the other roommates really didn't hear anything. Plus, they was probably passed out. They'd been out somewhere. Okay. No other new information was released in the Facebook post. Okay. Let me scroll on down. Crime Online's Nancy Grace said that investigators appeared to be tracing the victims' steps leading up to their deaths in order to see who might have been around them. But so far, they have made no arrests or found a weapon that might have been used in the gruesome murders. In the Facebook post, police said, again, they do not believe anyone who was at the house when 911 was involved in the murder. What? That don't even make sense. They've messed up. So basically, they're saying they don't believe anybody that was in the house was involved in the murders. Investigators have also ruled out a man wearing a white hoodie seen in a video of two of the victims at a food truck not long before they returned home, and the private party who gave them a ride back to the house. Those two victims, Mogen and Goncalves, had made 10 phone calls between them to Goncalves' ex-boyfriend shortly before the murders. But family members and police say he is also not a suspect. I know that family said, he couldn't have done it, but, other families have said that, and it's come out that, it was a friend or someone they knew. I hope they find this killer soon because, hey, if you'll kill one person, you'll kill other people. That's my opinion. Now, let me go to my chat here. Hugs from Michigan, y'all. Oh, hey, Sapphire. Member for 27 months. How you doing, girl? I was thinking about you yesterday. Let me catch up my chat. Oh, there's Sunnyside. I don't think I said hi to her. Southern Mom, good to see you. How you doing? Y'all staying warm? I know, it's so sad. I always think, oh my gosh, what if this was my child? I know I shouldn't do that, but I can't help it. They're not too much older than Timothy, 5 or 6 years. Sapphire, love you, girl. Oh, thanks for the super chat. I appreciate it so much. Thank you. Love you too. Let's see what else is going on. I wanted to look at that girl that went to Mexico. While I was sick, I did check on Sarm Heslop's case, and there's no updates. He's getting away with murder, guys. Him and his stupid catamaran. I had no idea what a catamaran was until that case. Okay, let me see. Oh, this was sad. Patrons at a Colorado bar, LGBTQ nightclub, were shot. Let me see. There was like 4 or 5 of them shot. Some of the patrons took down the gunman. So sad. Prayers for their family. Let's see. 100 to pay final respects to NC woman who died mysteriously on Mexican vacation with friends. We're going to look at this when I get it pulled up. I'll screenshot it because she's beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, looks like her body, her casket was carried on with a horse and little wagon thing. Let me go share this. It's nice to be live, Sapphire. I haven't been live in 2 weeks because I've just been so sick with bronchitis. I thought I was going to suffocate to death. When I laid down, especially, that's when it got really, really bad. And it was freaking bronchitis. Oh, I had to go get a chest x-ray. I forgot about that. And I had bronchitis. Let's see, this ain't wanting to scroll. Okay, so there she is. Look at that. You know, when my cousin died, he was always had horses all his life. My granny's side of the family, they're into horses and going to the horse shows and all that and going on big rides. Anyways, when they took him up to the graveyard, it was something similar to this, the horse and carriage. And they said that was his final ride. It's so sad. He was only like maybe 50, died of cancer. Cancer ran so bad in my family. Okay, 25-year-old woman who died mysteriously while on vacation to Mexico last month was laid to rest Saturday, but her apparent homicide remains unsolved. Hundreds of people attended Shanquella Robinson's funeral at the Baptist Church in her native Charlotte, North Carolina town, where friends and family shared memories, tears, and condolences. Let's take this down. I don't know where my freaking wireless mouse is. I might have to get on to Timothy. It was in here. Can't get it to scroll correctly. Okay. Robinson was found dead on October 29th in the living room of a rental vacation property. She was sharing with 6 college friends in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. Her parents, Bernard and Salamandra Robinson, said the group had traveled to, Baja, California the day before. She said she spoke with her daughter that night, but the next day their friends called and said she wasn't feeling well and they were going to call a doctor. They told her it was alcohol poisoning. And then Shanquella Robinson was dead, and the friends had hastily returned to North Carolina. An autopsy and death certificate say nothing about alcohol poisoning. Instead, Mexican officials said she died from severe spinal cord injury and atlas luxation. What is that? Let me look this up a minute. I've never heard of that before in my life. Hold on. Atlas luxation. Let's see what that is. Atlas luxation. Ah, crap. I hate this freaking phone. I can't stand not to know what a word means. What causes atlas luxation? Okay. It can be caused by trauma, hereditary factors, or a combination of these 2 factors. In the case of trauma, forcible flexion of the neck can cause damage to the joint. Ligaments that stabilize the joint may be torn, or the dens may be broken off the axis. Okay, what are the symptoms of it? Vague neck pain. Okay, so it can be hereditary, or it can be caused from an injury. Okay. Excessive movement between the 2 vertebrae of the neck, and that her death was accidental or violent. California Attorney General's office said it was investigating Robinson's death, as is now the FBI. You don't want to go to prison in freaking Mexico. So this happened in Mexico, right? She'd have to be extradited back, or ever who did this. This week, a video surfaced online that appears to show Robinson being attacked by another woman while other people stand around. At least one person urges her to fight back. Salamandra Robinson told WSOC that her daughter is the person being attacked in the video, and the other people are the friends who went with her to Mexico. She believes the video was shot there. It was never a fight. She didn't fight. Salamandra Robinson said they attacked her. Kind of like that video I posted that happened in my hometown, and those people were arrested, by the way. To date, the friends' stories have not been told. WSOC attempted to contact them, but the phone numbers of 4 of them had been disconnected, and the other 2 went to voicemail. Now, if they didn't have nothing to hide, they wouldn't have changed their phone numbers, and they would be cooperating with investigators. The calls were not returned. The outlet reporter was also unable to contact them at their homes. Shanquella's family is waiting for more information. You took my only jewel from me, Bernard Robinson told CNN this week. You put a big hole in my heart. The only thing I can do is fight for her. I cannot let her die in vain. Bless their hearts. Such a young lady. So I wonder what happened. Why were they in a fight? Let me go back now. What is this video? Let's watch this. If it'll play. Oh, this is her funeral, I think. I don't know what happened to StreamYards, but I'm getting ready to quit using it and start using Restream, which is just $9 a month, because this right here happens. It will not play any videos. It has to be StreamYards. Well, I was going to watch her funeral. Let's see. It looks like it's going to load up. Once I stopped screen sharing, then it started loading. Loss of. We'll see if we can share. Crap. Hold on a minute, guys. I'm pushing the wrong buttons. Share screen. They know they're guilty. It's sick how someone can record them being beaten and nobody steps in to stop it. Yeah, and I want to tell y'all a little bit about that video that I put up. I noticed YouTube age restricted it, which is fine. Here in just a minute, I'm going to tell y'all what all happened.
Coffin brought into the church by a horse-drawn carriage. Her celebration of life services bringing out hundreds of people. Loved ones wore pink in her honor.
Danny Griffin,
a family friend, says she'll always be remembered as a kind soul, and daddy's little girl.
Sometimes the daughters just don't do wrong in front of the father's eyes and everything. Yeah. And, you know, she was the twinkle of his eye.
Robinson remains a mystery after a trip with friends in Cabo last month.
Stream. Still confused as to why the hell they did that to her. They must have been jealous of her. That's all I can think of. They was jealous of her, and they probably knowed. They probably had it planned out that they was going to attack her. See, that's what happened. Oh, yeah, see, that was a sad video. No one helped that young girl. Oh, yeah, let me tell y'all about the video that, hold on one sec. Okay. So the video I uploaded of the girl being attacked in my hometown. Okay, so here's what it was. This happened just a couple of hollers over from my mom. That girl that was down on the ground, she went to a Halloween party with these other girls, her so-called friends. And the reason I got so much information is because my niece is friends with somebody she's friends with. But they got her to go to that Halloween party because they know that everybody was going to jump on her. Now, they have said that she was allegedly raped. Now, the video, they said by girls and boys. The video I put up was just a small portion of what happened. They tased her and everything. And everybody stood around and filmed it. Now, one part you can see her down on the ground, and she's I think she was intoxicated. She's kind of beating on the vehicle, I guess, because she's mad because they was jumping on her and stuff. But, hey, Vicky. Yeah, they tased her. And you can hear in that video that one person says, get the taser. Well, they did tase her. It wasn't on, I don't have the video of that, but they did tase her. Those people in the video, they were arrested. I don't know if the people that videoed was, but the people that really put their hands on her were arrested. And she was lured there. And, all those people, that's my hometown that was in a video. I don't know any of them. But they were not teenagers. At first, I thought they was teenagers. Till I started snooping on Facebook and reading comments. Most of them were near 30 years old and have children of their own. Totally disgusted. And I used that video as a learning tool to teach my son how people can do. And he watched it. How your so-called friends can lure you out for other people to jump on you. It's a wonder if they didn't kill her that night. I mean, there was people, nobody tried to help her or anything. She's down on the ground. And here this other girl comes over and just starts punching her. I told Mark, and that one girl that was in that video in that black sweatshirt, she's like, hold my phone. Hold my beer. I said, I wish she'd come at me like that. I'd down her, honey. I would body slam her. Oh, I know you're not supposed to get violent. I know that, but I'm just saying. I don't go around picking fights, but if she was trying to pick on me like that, she'd have her damn hands full. I'd give her a run for her money. She might kick my ass, but she'd know I've been there, honey. Totally sick. Well, it's what it was. They had a group chat. And that somebody had put the video from their cell phone into that group chat. Well, there was people in that group chat that weren't at that party. And this one girl, who I know her mom, I went to school with her, she leaked it to Facebook. And then other people started leaking it because she was just totally disgusted with it. As a mom, how could they sit back and watch that poor girl? Totally sick. Like, there's just no excuse. There's no excuse like, oh, they were drinking and stuff. I mean, this was totally planned out, totally premeditated. Hey, Kathy, good morning. I didn't know if YouTube would actually leave that video up or not. I think there's another video. I've not really looked for it. Actually, my mom sent me that video. That's how I got it. And I just downloaded it and put it up. Just to bring awareness, of what people can do. These young kids and teenagers need to know that sometimes friends will turn on you and stab you in the back. She went to that party with two other girls. They invited her to that party. Then they got her up there and allegedly raped her. Allegedly, my mom said she didn't know if that was actually true about the raping, but that's what's being said. And she definitely was tased, though. Yeah, that damn beer would have been crammed down her throat. That's right, Broken Justice. Hey, it's a crying shame. I hadn't been on Facebook, It's a Crying Shame, but I saw your little crafts that you posted in the group chat, True Crime Chat. You're so talented. You really are. That baby tells, oh, that video. Yes, agreed. I thought you meant Quilla was tased at some. Oh, no. No, the video of that Halloween party crap. I can't even think this morning. She is doing okay. That girl is doing okay. Now, I didn't blur out her face or anything because you couldn't see her face. But if you look at that video, you can see like her back, and you can see that it is really red and stuff where she has been beat on. Like I said, that was just a small portion of what that girl endured. She had black eyes and everything. But they were arrested, the people that physically put their hands on her. I don't know how many of them it was, but. And them little punk boys. Did y'all see them little punk boys in that video? If my son ever becomes a loser like that, I'll blow my freaking top. I'm telling you. I think everybody's got teenagers should show them a video like that. Just make them aware of what friends can do to you. Just like, what was her name? Skylar Niece. Look what her friends done to her. She was from West Virginia, a young girl about 16 years old. Her two friends, what was their name? Sheila. I can't remember the other one's name. They lured her out one night. Told her they was going to smoke a joint with her. She snuck out of the house, crawled out the window, went with them, and they freaking killed her. They took her out of town, like to another town, like up in a freaking holler, and they killed her. And one reason they killed her, they didn't want to be friends with her anymore. They thought she was annoying. Sorry, guys, my nose is stopping up. They thought she was annoying, and plus she knew that Sheila and the other girl were messing around with each other, and they didn't want nobody to know that they was lesbians. Like being a lesbian is the worst thing in the freaking world. Yeah, I really think school needs to incorporate teaching kids how to manage their feelings. Yeah, Timothy told me there was a kid that threatened to shoot up the freaking high school, and they overlooked it. They overlooked his comment, and they, according to my son, they didn't do anything about it. Honey, I have been pissed off at a teacher up there at the high school. I had to let my mom handle the situation. I'm supposed to be having a conference with this teacher, though, but I've been trying to calm down because I know how I am, and I don't want to act like I hate her. But she has been calling my son out in front of the whole damn class, him and this other boy, for no reason. Won't let him go to the bathroom. My son has irritable bowel syndrome. It is documented. You know, the principal and teachers at the elementary school and middle school worked with my son, you know, because they knew if it hits him to go to the bathroom, he has to go. So I told Timothy to walk out of class. If she don't like it, she can come to me about it. She can scratch her ass and get glad. That old bitch is going to be in a lot of trouble if somebody uses the bathroom on themselves one day. Now, I get you can't, you know, the kids probably go to the bathroom and goof off sometimes. But my son is a quiet kid, and he's very respectful. And for her not to let him go to the bathroom and to call him out in front of other students, it's just uncalled for. Just uncalled for. So he walked out of class 2 minutes early, and he had to go to the bathroom. So the next day, she told all the kids, she said, thanks to Timothy, y'all can't line up at the door before the bell rings anymore. Oh, God, I about blew my freaking top, because it's not like he's a nuisance in class. He had to go to the bathroom. If anybody knows anything about IBS, you know, when it hits you, it hits you. I have a friend whose daughter was viciously beaten by a boy at school. He punched her in the face over till her nose was broken. That boy was suspended and is back at school. Wow. See, I think that should have been treated differently, because that is a boy jumping on a girl. Boys are well, some women stronger than men, but the majority of us are a little bit weaker than men. You know, can you imagine that? Being at school and some guy just starts beating the hell out of you. Also think that we need to educate children on not going along with the crowd to stand up for what's right. Yes. I taught my son that too. And Timothy, he does his own thing. He is a good kid. And I have to say, as far as I know, He is not a follower. And he does stand up for other kids that's being bullied. He also helps a kid that's in a wheelchair all the time if he needs a little help. Jealousy and envy, not your friends at all, but an enemy. Yes. Her daughter is handicapped. She only has one hand. Oh, my God, Callie. Are you serious? I bet that damn school raising hell. Now, my mom talked to the principal and stuff, and he said that, that teacher, it was hard to believe that she would be hateful to kids. I said, yeah, all these freaking abusers, I think she's a mental abuser. All these abusers are nicey nice in front of people. And for her to pick on Timothy's little friend, Taylor, who is so soft-spoken and respectful, it's just crazy. It just makes my blood boil. One of the reasons I've been waiting to cool down to talk to her, but Timothy didn't want me to talk to her. He said he was afraid that it would make things worse. Like, he went up to her desk one day and asked her if she could show him how to do a math problem, help him, and she wouldn't do it. She told him no. She's a complete bitch. And here's what my son said about her. He said that her home life must be very unhappy, and she takes it out on the students. He's very smart. Very smart. Your friend should sue, Callie. Yeah, I'd be suing that damn school. A kid handicapped, just got one hand, one arm, and being jumped on by a big old boy. I'd be knocking on them damn parents' doors. Lord, my son got in a fight last year at the end of school. Oh, gosh, I thought my mom was going to kill somebody. I mean, she went up to the high school. We live in a different town, but we got combined schools, and it's in the town I live in now. Anyway, she come from the place she lives at about 15 minutes. 15 minutes. She said she drove fast as hell. She was mad as hell. Somebody put their hands on my son. And the teacher, I think the principal gave them both ISS, but really, my son should not have been in trouble for defending himself. And that's what my mom told him. So she said, I told him to defend himself. This guy had been pestering him over that old skanky girl Timothy used to go with. And finally, he pushed Timothy, and it was freaking on. It was on. And I think my cousin's boy videoed it, and I got a hold of her, and I told her, I better not see that on Facebook. And, it wouldn't put up on Facebook, but I didn't want to see it. Who wants to see their kid in a fight? But, hey, I was proud of him. You don't let people run over you. I mean, you're not supposed to go around fighting, but you also can't stand there and let somebody just beat the hell out of you. Got to defend yourself. And that's what I've taught him, to defend yourself. Don't go around starting stuff with people, though. And if a kid's got to go to the bathroom, they got to go. That's ridiculous. That's what I said, Fat Baby, too. Like, if one of these students maybe has something wrong with their kidneys or bowels, like my son, she don't let them go to the bathroom, and they go to the bathroom on themselves because they can't hold it. That bitch is going to lose her job. And she's a straight-up bitch. Straight up. Never. Timothy said if she smiled, her damn face would crack. That's the kind of person she is. Our kids are treated like prisoners at school. They are denied the restroom, even getting a drink of water when they need it. And let me tell you this shit. Timothy can't wear a winter coat to school. They can, but it's got to come off before they go in the building. Afraid somebody will sneak a gun in. I said, if they're that damn worried about a gun being snuck in, why don't they got no damn metal detectors in that damn fancy-ass school they just built a couple of years ago? I wasn't for the combined school. I wanted him to go to the same high school that I went to. We had so much fun in high school. Things are just so different. We had all kinds of dances and things like that. We didn't have to pay to get into dances. Like the homecoming dance, it was like $10 or $15 to get into. I mean, it's just crazy. You say that is just like what happens in prisons. They have to keep their mouth shut or they'll get backlash just like kids. Yeah, Well, I'm going to try next semester to get him moved. We're going to get him moved out of her class because he's totally failing math. And I do blame a lot of that on the teacher, because when a student is asking for help and doesn't understand how to do things, and the teacher tells them she's not helping them, I mean, what are you supposed to do? That's a bad teacher. And Timothy says, I think she's getting a divorce. I said, well, she could just have an unhappy home life. Well, it turns out she's a preacher's wife. Just lives up the road from my granny. And everybody's like, oh, my uncle said, well, she told my mom, said, well, she's a Christian. You know, she's a sweet woman. And I told my mom, I said, just because she says she's a Christian and sweet in front of everybody's faces, don't mean she's sweet to the kids. I get you got to have rules, and that would be annoying if everybody in the freaking classroom has to go to the bathroom every day. My son's is documented in his school records, his medical records. See, I swear me and you're so much alike, my gosh. Hey, girl, you better calm down online, Broken Justice, because these people is crazy on here. Watch me telling you what to do. I just worry about you, you know, because there's some weirdos over in that community. They do weirdo things. I put my older son in the charter school for high school, but saying, what is charter school, Kelly? I wish that Timothy could do homeschooling, but he's lazy. And I know him. It'll be, oh, well, I'll do it later and all this and that, just like during COVID, and he totally bombed. I love to know what a charter school is. He may end up being homeschooled anyways if we move to Tennessee, because we're thinking about getting a place down in Tennessee next to the lake, about hop, skip, and jump from Pigeon Forge. It's like a private school that is privately owned and not run by. Oh, yeah, we got a Christian school here. That's the only thing we got. The tuition's pretty high, though. My mom used to tell me not start anything, but you better finish it. Yeah, I've always told Timothy, you know, you respect everybody, but you defend yourself. If someone attacks you, you defend yourself. They put their hands on you, you don't stand there and take it. And we have told the principal that. Anyways, he gave Timothy out of school or in school suspension too, and I thought it was just a bunch of bull crap because he was defending himself. It's God's wonder my mom didn't go to his parents' home or something. My mom is worse than me over Timothy. I'm a mama grizzly bear. My mom is like 100 times worse than me. You do not mess with one of her grandkids or kids, even though she bitches at us all the time. I was just going to scroll through here, see what else on Crime Online is going on. Missing Louisiana woman vanishes over the weekend. Family worried for safety. Let's look at this. Oh, she's pretty. I'm telling you, there's just so many missing people. People just go missing every freaking day. I was thinking about Summer Wells. Oh my God, let me tell y'all something. I did not know this, but my mom has watched Molly Golightly, that investigations when Don Wells, was going on streams and stuff. I was so shocked. Because we were talking about Summer Wells the other day, me and my mom on the phone, and I was like, Dawn got on a live stream and was drinking and driving, got pulled over and got a DUI. She's like, I know, I was watching. And I was like, you watch YouTube? She said, I watched videos when he was on there. When my daughter was in high school, they would dread seeing that red-headed lady marching up the walkway to the school. My daughter would tell them, you don't want to call my mom. Yes, Molly is a hot mess. Wasn't she like drunk on a stream or something the other day? Let me tell y'all something. let me tell you something. Molly and the rest of them that go down there outside them houses, they don't really care about the victims. They may act like it. It is a way to get popularity and money. These people have no respect for the victims' families. No respect. Now, I get that Quentin's mom, she probably did do something to him, of course. But standing outside of a house screaming and stuff, it's not going to do any good. She seems like she's high on pills sometimes. Yeah, I've thought that for a long time about her. And that's why, like, I always roll my eyes when she's talking about people on drugs and stuff, because I'm thinking, hey, bitch, you're on drugs yourself. I can always tell when someone's using something, like a narcotic or something. You can always tell. Or when someone's really jacked up and they try to blame it on being ADHD, which I do have that. And usually is what it is. They're not ADHD. They just go get pills from the doctor, act like they are. And them pills, Ritalin, hypes them up, because if you don't need Ritalin, it will hype you up. That's why they call it a poor man's cocaine. Some people think it's because the doctor prescribes it. It's not drug abuse. They're in denial. Look, just because the doctor prescribes it does not mean that you're not abusing it. If you take more than what is recommended on the bottle, then you are abusing your pills. And there's a lot of these people that look up the symptoms of just different things, ADHD, and then they'll go to the doctor and tell them, I've got all these symptoms, and that's how they get their hands on Ritalin. If somebody is telling you that, hey, I'm on Ritalin, but they're still going full blast, more than likely, they don't need the Ritalin. The Ritalin's hyping them up more. You know what I mean? I've yet to figure out what they are going to accomplish by standing outside someone's house. I don't know, Cheryl T. I mean, people's not going to come out of the house and be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to talk to you. And them out there screaming and going on. And I think someone I read or something was banging on the windows of that house. I'm just completely staying away from that case. They have ruined it for me. I hope they do find little Quentin and he gets justice. But they ruin these cases for me because they make a mockery out of it and they think that they're the boss of it. I seen somebody talking about the Summer Wells case and a check and stuff like that. And, not really saying they were going to donate to the reward fund and not really sending it in. And I'm not taking up for nobody, but I can kind of see why she did that, because Molly Golightly was saying things to her, and Molly's got money to throw around. So maybe she was just like, hey, I'm going to write this out and, take a picture of it so Molly will shut up. I'm not saying it's right, but I mean, that's the way I took it. I live on the West Coast and doctors don't prescribe narcotics very often anymore. I think it's prevalent on the East Coast. You can't get nothing around here anymore either. You just can't. I gotta go warm my coffee, guys. Y'all's going with me. And take my Chromebook. Oh my gosh, it's getting hot back here. I'm gonna have to get off here in a minute. More than likely in the morning, we're going to do the Dorothea Puente case, the boarding house murders. I'm really into the older cases. There's a lot of crazy crimes that happened back like in the 80s and 70s and stuff. I'd also like to do the Celeste Beard case. Quite a few. And then Mike and I will do John Benet Ramsey case before Christmas. We've done it for the last 2 years because he's an expert on that case. He really is. I mean, he's read all the documents that's been put out, everything. Grand jury papers or something. He really should do a channel on her. what I was going to say about the narcotics, though, you can't get nothing around here anymore. I mean, crap, I got bursitis in my hip and in my shoulder, and they give me some meloxicam or something like that. You can't even, what does he think happened to JonBenet Ramsey? Well, Mike, are you still in the chat, hon? He thinks someone in the family did something. He does not think there was an intruder. Just because, you know, of just the way they acted and everything, and the evidence, they said that she was popping pills when she was out there protesting on camera, and then about 10, 15 minutes later, she would start acting messed up. Well, she's probably taking Xanaxes or something. Come here, Cleo. Don't get in the... Come here. This little cat, guys, is a little nuisance to society, and she doesn't know it. She's so cute. If I didn't look a hot mess, I'd turn on the camera. She is just something else. My family lives in Mississippi, and they all have prescriptions for Percocet. Damn, you cannot get a pain pill around here because people has ruined it. Hell, if you go to the ER, there's a sign: do not ask for narcotics. I can tell too, like I picked this one creator as doing of not being in recovery more. I knew it and it came out finally. No one believed me, no. Oh, my friends, I didn't say it publicly. Yeah, you know, I feel for anybody that's active in addiction. Been there, done that. And really in your head, because I can remember it this one time, I can barely remember it. I went to my mom's and she didn't want me to come in the house because she said that I was high on taking those oxycodones. And I was like, I'm not high. But I was. But you don't think you are. You think, oh, I got a buzz, but nobody can tell. That's really what you think in your own mind, or at least that's what I thought. So disgusting when I look back on, you know, me abusing drugs. It's so disgusting. But I was trying to make my mind forget the traumatic event that I saw. They go get that Ritalin so that it gives them irritant. Yeah, broken justice. That's what I was saying earlier. Around here they call Ritalin poor man's cocaine, because if you don't need Ritalin, however you say it, it will jack you up. Now, when I took it, I had to quit taking it. Mark said he didn't like me because it just, if I sat down, I'd fall asleep. You know, I don't got like ADHD like some people. It just can't be still a second. I don't got it that bad, but I do have it. And of course, I get mania sometimes. It comes along with the depression. We live and learn, yeah. I would never turn my child away if they were on drugs. That's not what I know it. I know it. That was not the right thing to do. You know, what if I had wandered off and something had happened to me? I would try to help my son if he was in that shape. As soon as I found out, his ass would be gone to rehab. I took Ritalin in college once, and I couldn't sleep for 3 days. It was awful dry. Yeah, you just stay so thirsty, and you just can't be still. Yeah, I've noticed that with people that has taken it around me and stuff. You know, I wish it jacked me up like that. It just calmed me down. And sometimes I would actually just nod off sitting in my recliner. It made me too calm. You could probably get up in my face and cuss me out, and I wouldn't do nothing. Just too calm. I just deal with it on my own now, guys. I don't take anything for it. I do take Cymbalta. But actually, they gave me the Cymbalta for my leg pain. I know, crazy, right? An antidepressant can be used for like leg pains and stuff. Look it up. Yeah, that's why I got it. I hate that stuff, guys. If I run out of that stuff, my head gets so dizzy, and it'll take like another day after I get it for it to get in my system. I was on 60 milligrams, and I got her to lower me to 30 milligrams. I hate that crap. You can get anything you want around here. Anything. Not around here anymore, but I'm going to tell you what. Since they shut down all the doctors that were writing pills, people learned to make shake and bake meth, where you shake it up in a Gatorade bottle and do a bunch of crazy stuff to it. So methamphetamine is a big thing around here. Now, one of the major drug dealers that I know from my hometown, he got put in jail the other day. He's a big meth dealer. Someone burned his house to the ground. They think it was arson. Burned his house to the ground. And I have been trying to figure out if his dog was in there or not. Hey, Sue, soul sister, how are you doing, honey? Long time no see. The worst pills are the statins for cholesterol. They almost killed my mom. Oh, really? Oh, my goodness. Those Cymbalta will definitely do it. I have to say that indeed the addiction problem is awful. But with that said, the way that they have changed it to it's causing people in real pain, yes, to suffer. Now really sick people to go to the streets, yeah. Well, to get anything around here, you have to go to a pain clinic. And get this, none of the pain clinics around here except insurance. You have to pay cash. Have to pay cash. I do know that that's crazy. You're in chronic pain, but they don't take any kind of insurance. But yet they accept insurance, Medicaid and stuff for the Suboxone clinic and to pick them up. Makes no sense. Doing okay. Getting me too, girl. I'm getting old too. I've been sick for about 2 weeks. I mean, really sick with my coughing and breathing. I really could have used some oxygen the other day. I actually told my doctor that on the phone when I first contacted her. I was like, I'm not gasping for air, but I could use some help. Like I could use a shot or two of air or something. And she still didn't call me in an inhaler. I had to call back, after I took my Z-Pack. And she wanted me to come up there and get a chest x-ray. So I did. And they said I had bronchitis and finally got an inhaler. In California, the meth comes from Mexico and is everywhere and cheap. It's a big part of the homeless problem in California. I know. Have you ever, well, I'm sure you have, seen like Skid Row? It's so sad. So sad. This day and time, nobody should be homeless in America. I don't think. That damn COVID screwed my life up. I probably had COVID. I didn't take a test. I probably did. I didn't take a test. I thought I had a COVID test here, but I'd sent it back to Mark's mom. I'm a chronic pain sufferer and visited a pain management doctor. And yes, I have to pay cash when I go see him. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Pain management doctor. Yeah. You have to pay cash. Ain't that a bunch of bullshit? Ain't that a bunch of bullshit? Let me tell y'all what I saw on TikTok the other day. I swear to God, there's like the biggest freaking bums on the freaking internet. So this girl I follow on TikTok, she was bitching because she didn't have like $200 to go get her Subutex. And then like a week later was her birthday and her so-called husband bought her an iPhone. But yet, like a couple weeks before that, she's begging for doctor money. That's all you see on TikTok. The panhandlers have went to social media. They hold up a sign on social media. Not literally hold up a sign, but there's this one guy on there. His name is Austin Mortego or something like that. All he does is get money off his followers. And he doesn't even talk to them. Like I talk to y'all, he'll just keep saying, I need $50. I need $50 for my hotel room. And just over and over and over. Finally, he got him an apartment with somebody else. But he is still on there begging for money. Like yesterday, he wanted some money to go buy some oysters and lobster. And I thought, buddy, ain't that something? Online, begging for money and expecting them to give you enough money to go buy lobster and oysters. But he looked high as hell. He can afford that pot, though. It's just ridiculous. I met a girl here recently that has did what personality disorder is, what it is, because she suffered a trauma and someone found out in the abuse that she's been suffering because of it. It's unreal. Yeah, lobster and oysters. Wanting people to buy food. Like, if you was really that hungry and you didn't have no money, you'd take $1 cheeseburger. See, that's what always aggravates me about it. He'd get on there and he would get almost $90 a day to pay for that damn hotel room. Then after he'd be like, I'm $10 away. I'm $10 away. Cash at me. And then after he'd get the hotel, he got hotel money every freaking day since the summertime. Up until about a few weeks ago, he got that apartment. Then after he'd get the hotel money, and then he'd want to go eat at somewhere expensive. Why couldn't he go eat off the dollar menu if he's that desperate? Why couldn't he take that money and go buy some groceries? He'd go buy a big expensive meal. Shameless, yeah, I'd be ashamed. And his mom and dad kicked him out of their house. And he's been homeless. And the reason is because his sorry ass, his dad owns like some kind of pool service thing where they put in swim pools. He lives out there in California. And they kicked him out of the house because he's lazy, don't want to work. He got mad at me one time because I said, if I was you, I'd go find me a place to camp that was kind of safe off to itself and get me a tent and stuff and save up all my money I bummed off of TikTok. Totally shameless. Yeah, he really gets on my nerves. I'm always like nice to him and stuff, and he even bums money to go buy his weed, guys. Yes, he even bums money to go buy weed, herbs as he calls it. It's just crazy, totally crazy. Oh, that's like Neurotin Broken Justice. Yeah, I take those sometimes, but I have to watch taking those because if I take one 800 milligram one, it loops me. So usually if I'm going to take one of those, I have to half it. Yeah, it just loops me out where I don't take anything. When you don't take like any kinds of medicine and stuff, you take like, let's say like you must take a Xanax or Valium or Klonopin, it loops you out. And you know what? I have figured out with those Neurotins, I think they do me more harm than good because like I said, they loop me out and give me all kinds of energy. And then I'm just up all day on my freaking leg. Nonstop. Don't even sit down till nighttime. Swear to goodness. Gabapentin are really hard. Are they hard on your teeth? So we call that's what they say on the bottle, but here we call them Neurotins. I didn't know. Mike, are you back? Someone wanted to know who you thought killed John Bonet, and I just said you thought it was someone in the family. We're going to have to do it when you get better, John Bonet Ramsey stream, and I'm just going to let you do the whole stream because you know everything. I mean, he knows everything. Oh, guys, I know y'all have heard about Casey Anthony documentary coming out. I just so happen to have Peacock, so I'm going to watch that on, when is it, like the 29th or something when it comes out? I don't think it's going to be anything spectacular. I've already seen all kinds of live streams about it, and it's not even aired yet. Just live streams about what they saw on the trailer. Yes, they will make your teeth fall out. Oh, wow. I just take one every now and then. Every now and then. Because I can't be still if I take one. If I take an 800 milligram one, I'll be washing walls and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Not crazy stuff, but, you know, cleaning and stuff. I had a car accident when I was 22. My braces was supposed to come off the next day. It crushed my mouth, so I have implants, so I guess it doesn't matter. Oh, do you have implants? I wish I'd got the implants. Oh, before I get off here, guys, do any of y'all watch like the Natasha Cooper Community? I was just wondering because there's this, I don't know if y'all heard this drama. Listen how crazy. There's this lady named Noodle Mash and this lady named Mrs. Portland. And they knew each other in real life. They used to live beside each other. And then, then one of them moved. I guess Mrs. Portland moved. Anyways, they ended up on YouTube in the same community, arguing back and forth. Mrs. Portland doxed Noodle Mash. And Noodle Mash took her to court for stalking and actually got the court order. Now, if you know Mrs. Portland, she has some learning disabilities. She was born with fetal alcohol syndrome and all that. It was just a big freaking mess. Total waste of money in the court's time. Casey Anthony needs to be strung up by her heels. She makes me sick to my stomach. Yeah, she's such a weirdo. Y'all remember when she got in a fight at the bar over that cop she used to date? She had to call the cops, little puss. There was no intruder in the house that night. Do not let the media brainwash you into garbage. So Mike thinks that's what I thought. There was no intruder in the JonBenet Ramsey case. No intruder. It was someone in that house, and my opinion is it had something to do with the brother. I think there was some kind of accident, then they staged it to look like someone had come in and assaulted her and stuff. Sexually assaulted her and killed her. I think it was her siblings, what I think. That's my opinion on it. He is such a freaking weirdo. Have you ever seen that Dr. Phil interview? He is a weirdo. There's something wrong with him. I don't take him as the type of person that has empathy and sympathy. Yeah, Callie. Yeah, me and you's on the same page. I believe with all my heart and gut, just in my opinion. Yeah, I think it was too. Yeah, he sued some news place for accusing him of it. But here's what I think. Because they said the child did not eat any pineapple at the Christmas dinner or when she got home. But yet pineapple was found in her stomach during the autopsy. Okay. Her brother liked to eat pineapple and milk. Actually, I've never tried that, but I'm going to try it. Like to eat pineapple and milk, right? Okay. Then Patsy said nobody had ate any pineapple at night, but yet there was a bowl there with pineapple and milk remains in it. I think she went to got a piece of his pineapple out of that bowl, and he hit her, picked up something and hit her with a flashlight or something. That's what I think. And they was like, oh my God, she's dead. We don't want to lose him. And they staged it. Pineapple would make the milk curdle. Oh, really? I've never tried that. I don't know if that sounds good. I'd like to taste it just to see. There's evidence that is not released to the public. Lynchburg, the evidence taken from the house. Yeah. I believe that she reached in his bowl and got some pineapple out. Because he was mean to his sister, too. Now, I don't know if this is true or not, but I've always heard that he used to poop in her room, smearing on the walls and everything. Mess with her chocolate, maybe put poop in or something. Just, that's not normal. I believe he was really jealous of his sister because she got so much attention because Patsy had her in all these beauty pageants and stuff. What do I think about Delphi arrest? I think it's about time. And I think that they've got some damn good evidence to connect him to those murders. Now, the other day I read that he had actually been interviewed by police early on in the investigation. I just don't know how nobody put two and two together, especially his wife. You know what your husband or boyfriend, how they walk and how they dress. She had to have noticed him in that video. She had to have watched it happen in their freaking town. I was right in the middle of that Noodle Mash and Mrs. Portland stuff. What a crock of crap, broken justice. Can you believe that? Going to court stuff. But I'm going to tell you something right now. If Mrs. Portland had had an attorney, that stalking order wouldn't have went through. Because her attorney could have, dug up evidence in other videos. I do believe that Mrs. Portland was deliberately triggered sometimes. And what made me kind of not like Noodle Mash is when her and Mrs. Portland fell out this last time. Mrs. Portland, she says some really nasty stuff. But she had kind of, hadn't been saying nothing about old Noodles. And then Noodles had to make a post about them damn seashells. We were supposed to get them seashells off the beach and sell them. And she knew by doing that would trigger Mrs. Portland, because Mrs. Portland don't think like us. She was born with fetal alcohol syndrome. She just says whatever. She gets real nasty. I'm not saying it's right how she acts. It's definitely not. But people like that, you kind of have to look over. Like if she came at me and was cussing me out, I would probably just laugh at it. You know what I mean? No doubt Noodle triggered her on purpose. She is a bully. And I don't care who tells her this or whatever. They don't watch me. I don't care if they do. She is a bully that tries to do it in a nice voice, but she is passive aggressive. This is what I have noticed from watching. Like, I have no ties to the Noodles or to Mrs. Portland. I just know Mrs. Portland because of Save Robbie and stuff. But to me, she acted like an authority figure to Mrs. Portland. And she would say little things that she knew would trigger Mrs. Portland. That's what I think. I don't know what you're talking about. Thank you, Callie. Who names herself that? Noodle Mash. Well, she makes all kinds of crafts and stuff out of clay and talks a little drama on her channel. Anyway, she took this other lady to court and got a stalking order. You just got to know Mrs. Portland. She has like a mobility scooter. She doesn't drive, has no car. They live 300-400 miles from each other, I guess. It was just a bunch of horse crap. Okay, Mike says the intruder DNA found at the crime scene is not from a single source, but multiple sources, which means there would have had to have been multiple intruders, which is very unlikely. Yeah, I think it was staged. Everybody, when Patsy was sick, they was like, oh, she might give a deathbed confession. I never thought she would, because I've always thought she was covering for her son. That's what I think. They lost one child. They wasn't going to lose him. I mean, in Bert's interviews with police or psychiatrists, whatever it was, kid psychologist, I know he was a kid then, but he just acted like his sister's murder didn't bother him any. He just acted very odd in those interviews, in my opinion. Like if my son's sibling, something happened to one of them, because he's got half brother and sister, he would be totally tore up. He's very sensitive like me anyways. A normal person would be. I don't know. He just acts very strange. Exactly. He acted as if she never existed. I know. I think he was very, very jealous of her because of all the attention that she got because she was in those pageants and she was a girl. And what do you call those pageants? Is it full glam? Glitz. The Glitz pageants. Now, the Glitz pageants is where the little girls has got full makeup, hair, spray tans, nails done, toes done, which I think is ridiculous. I mean, of course, I used to watch Toddlers in Tiaras, but the things them parents put their kids through to win a freaking trophy is ridiculous. Sometimes them pageants goes on for like all day long, sometimes until the next day. I mean, I think there's nothing wrong with those little beauty pageants, but I think they should do natural beauty. I really believe that he had the pineapple out and she came by, she grabbed a piece of it, pissed him off because he hated her so much and hit her in the head with a flashlight. Yeah, that's exactly what I think happened too. It's exactly what I think happened too. Everybody thought Patsy did something to her. No, I don't think Patsy did anything to her daughter besides stage her body. Stage her body. I'm just wondering, did John know this was going on? Did he know about it? Or did Patsy stage this while he was asleep? I don't know. We're definitely going to do a stream on it, Mike. Let me know when you get better. Oh my God, Cece, look at my comment. I swear to over so much. I know, I saw that. I had said that earlier. I thought that she grabbed some pineapple out. Oh gosh, guys. Well, guys, I'm going to get off here. Get some things done. I'm still in my PJs. Yeah, let me know in prayer saying I hope you get to feeling better soon. They say that the virus going around in the flu is really, really bad. I believe exactly what you believe right there. The family didn't want to lose him. Yeah, they covered for him. There's something wrong with him in his mind. He's not normal. Like normal like you and I. That would show empathy, sympathy. No. He acted like, I mean, he was sitting in that interview room with his feet up in the chair. I mean, he just acted like he didn't care at all that his sister had been murdered. You know, I tried to justify it by thinking, well, maybe he was a kid and stuff, but, you know, and didn't realize exactly what had happened. But I don't think that's it. He's an intelligent kid. Sue, have a great day. Yeah, holler at me, Sue, on Messenger. I finally got Messenger put on my new phone so I could communicate with my mom because she can't see her text because she done something to her phone, stepped on it or something. It done something to the text messages, so I've had to put Messenger back on. But anyways, guys, I've missed the crap out of y'all. All of y'all have a great day. I will see y'all in the morning. I will be live. I don't know what we're going to do in the morning. We're either going to do the boarding house murders or the true crime news. I think I'm going to do the boarding house murders, though. I mean, it's like everybody's covering everything that's happening in the news right now, all these bigger channels. So I think I'm going to do the boarding house murders. If you listen to his interviews and the mothers, they make the same comments. He completely was coached. Yes. Yeah, I mean, he went in and pooped in her bed. I think he was jealous for her. Couldn't control his anger that night. Yeah, I don't think he meant to kill her. I think she grabbed a piece of pineapple and it pissed him off, like you said, and he just grabbed that flashlight and hit her. And it killed her, or about killed her. You mean like Amber Heard pooped in the bed? Oh my God. Vicky, she will forever be known as the ex-wife that pooped in Johnny Depp's bed. Jesus Christ. I've been mad at an ex before, enough like to break pictures and stuff. Never has it entered my mind to poop in their bed. I mean, dogs and cats don't even poop where they sleep. Come on. So crazy. The only animal I can think of that poops in her bed's Annabelle. Her rainbow drops. Oh, goodness. Anyways, y'all have a great day. I will see y'all tomorrow. Be safe, be kind, and peace. It was so good talking to y'all.